Welcome, welcome, everyone that's joining. So, starting on in a child's position, the knees wider apart, toes coming together. Um, as always, adding pillows and cushions if you'd like. Coming into a child's position like this, or starting to bring our chest and our forehead to the mat, the floor. Taking the first few moments to arrive, to settle. I'm going to have my head up so it's just easier for you to hear me. Taking this time to shift more attention to the breath, breathing into the chest and belly, the sides, the back. As best we can, softening the lower body and the upper body. And if you'd like, setting an intention for today's practice. And beginning now to move the hands over to one side. If you've gone to the right side, then the left hand can be on top. If you've gone to the left side, then the right hand on top. So making it this more of a side stretch. With each in breath, filling up the body. With each out breath, letting go, softening, relaxing. As you take the next in breath, walking the hands to the other side. With the next in breath, walking the hands back to the middle. Making our way onto our hands and knees. As we breathe in, we lower the belly down to the mat. And as we breathe out, we bring the belly up, curling the spine. and repeating in your own pace. Breathing in, down, breathing out, up. Coming back to neutral, keeping the hips more or less above the knees as we start walking the hands out in front, bringing the chest towards the mat. And we all have different proportions and different bodies. Some of us have longer torsos, some shorter. So one person can even rest the neck. For another person, it's anatomically impossible. So, as always, don't compare yourself to social media or to me or to anybody. Really making this practice your own, ensuring you're safe and comfortable, taking this time to become more aware of the body, become more aware of the body breathing. Lifting up the chest, gliding through, making our way onto our bellies, widening the legs as wide or wider than the mat, engaging the glutes a little bit, placing the palms and the arms on the mat, bringing the shoulders back, head slightly back as well. We are like a sphinx now. If you'd like, you can also explore bringing the feet up, maybe softening the back a bit more, taking this time to breathe into all the corners and spaces and edges of the body. Bringing the feet back down, placing the chest towards the ground, inviting you now to reach out one of the hands, placing it on your side. And the other hand is next to our shoulder. We're going to be doing a shoulder stretch here. So just gently beginning to shift the weight over onto the shoulder. If you start feeling any sharp sensations or any pain, important to back off. Depending on your range of motion, you can begin to rock over more onto that shoulder, allowing the head or the neck to rest. Breathing in. I know I'm breathing in. Breathing out. I know I'm breathing out. Gently coming back, placing the hands in front of our face, rocking the hips side to side, and we repeat on the other side. Straighten the other arm, that shoulder is close to the ground, and we begin to lift up, twisting the body. And making our way back to our torso on the mat, holding the hands on top of one another, placing the forehead on the palms, taking a few breaths in crocodile, breathing into the chest and belly, sides and back as best you can. Curling the toes, pushing ourselves back onto our knees and hands, walking the hands back, sitting on our heels. We're going to be on the heels for a bit, so at any point in time, you can get out of the position, you can go flat on the feet, or add some cushions, some pillows, etc. I'm going to turn to face you. We're going to now bring one hand above, for example, your left hand, and the right hand is going to go underneath. And if you'd like, you can maybe just stretch the shoulder this way. You can grab the shoulder or stretch this way. But if you'd like to go into a bind, we interlock the hands and the arms together, placing the hands more or less in front of the head. And if you're in the bind and you want a deeper stretch, you can start bringing the elbows up. So, however this looks like for you, taking the opportunity to breathe more into the back, stretch the shoulders. Maybe even opening up the mouth on those exhales. Let go of the hands. Switch to the other side. So stretching the shoulder this way, or going into the bind. letting the arms go, shaking them out. And maybe 2 or 3 deeper breaths in as we open the hands up towards the sky and exhaling, bringing the arms back down. Let me know if you can still hear me. I think my AirPods running out of battery. 10% left, 10% to go. So from here, I want us to come back on our hands and knees, so into that tabletop, bringing one of the legs forward, closer to our hands. If you need more padding, pillow, a blanket, rolling up the mat for that back knee. And we can start by being in a higher lunge, making our way into a lower lunge. Taking some time here to explore, to breathe. Making our way into a low lunge if you'd like. And again, pillows, books, small children, animals. I'm missing my dog as I say that. Um, or making your way down to the elbows. And in these maybe sometimes more challenging positions, where we can really pay attention to the body coming alive, the sensations, being very mindful with what the mind is doing. Maybe there's some criticism or some judgment. Maybe the mind is racing, how much longer? So noticing those thoughts, bringing more of the attention back to the body, back to the breath. The breath is your friend. The breath can be your guide. And from here, we're making our way up. And we're going to start kicking the hips back. There could be a really big bend in the front knee. Maybe you can straighten it out. We're going to bend forward. If you'd like, you can even sit back down on the heel or on the feet, making our way into a variation of a single leg forward fold. Coming back up into that lunge, bringing the hands to the sides, both knees on the floor. And I invite you to widen the legs, going into a frog position. You can be actually quite high in this posture or go lower. The Legs want to be in a nice angle, a right angle, but you can also bring the feet closer together. And from here, just gently sitting back or attempting to sit back. A deep stretch in the groin, being mindful of any sharp sensations in the knees or in the groin, backing off. We're not trying to force anything, we're not pushing any limits here. We want to feel uh, a sensation and then breathe with it. You can also do this on your elbows. And from here, starting to make our way to the other side, doing that in a safe and skillful way. So the opposite leg now is in front. Starting out in a higher lunge if you'd like. And I encourage you, whether practicing with me or on your own or with someone else, to explore the posture. You'd be surprised how just a little shift here or a little movement there can really change the experience. This isn't about being still and forcing things. It's about exploring and being more aware of your body and movement and how the breath can really be supportive in the whole process. We hold a lot of tension in our jaw and in our tongue, so maybe loosening that up, making our way into that one legged forward fold, shifting the hips back. My recommendation is to have a really big bend to bring the belly closer to the leg. And once the chest and once the belly is glued to the leg, then we can work on straightening it out. But of course, some people like to have the leg straight, and then you can bend that way. So from here, moving onto our backs. Once we make our way onto our back,
We can be in a full shavasana with the legs fully locked out, or you can have the knees bent, taking this time to thank yourself, to soak in the fact that you took time to invest in your own well-being, increasing awareness in your body, with your breath, getting more familiar with the nature of the mind. And you're more than welcome to stay a bit longer. If you need to go, then you can go.